Seen a bit of mileage.
So today we're going to solve equations two-step at grades 3 to 4. There's some key words here.
Stalling me won't change anything.
No, threatening.
Don't worry if you can't do the starter, but hopefully you can be able to do some of this by the end. But that is for a future lesson. Can you see? We have 2x plus 1 equals 3. Now I'm going to try to show you balancing because this is a superior method so that you can build up your skills to reach the target grades of 7, 8 and 9. Because some methods only allow you to experience a limit of grade 4. Balancing method will give you the skill to do A-level maths as well. Right, so we've got 2x plus 1. And I'm going to write that at the side. Now if we minus one scale, one weight from each side, you will see you get 2x equals 2. That's why we write minus 1 minus 1. This is called a balance method, which cancels out this 1. So you get 2 equals 2x. And if you can get this or understand this, this is very good because this is confusing for certain students. So to find out what x is, we can see it equals 1 now, but what we're actually doing is dividing by 2, because the inverse of multiplied by 2 is divided by 2, and that's the same as halving both sides, and we get the answer of x equals 1. Now we know that works because 2 times 1 add 1 equals 3, so x must equal 1. Now if this was a number machine going through a function machine, we know x is multiplied by 2 and then it's being added by 1 to get the output of 3. Now if you can remember finding the original number or the input, we do the reverse. That's why we minus 1 from before, or the take off 1 here. So it gives us 2. The opposite of times 2 is divide by 2, so x equals 1. Now if we put 1 in this machine here, 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 equals 3, and that's how this is solved. And this is where the balancing method, hopefully you can see it working. So here we go, we've got 3x plus 2 equals 8 on the scale. We want it to balance, so the first step is we're going to minus 2. So you get 3x equals 6. And what's the opposite of multiply by 3? It's divide by 3. So x equals 2. And that is it. Now let's do this through a function machine. So we've got a number x. It goes through a machine and it's being multiplied by 3. And then it's being added by 2 to get the number 8. So if you remember this, to go back into time, we have to minus 2 to get to 6. And the opposite of times by 3 is divide by 3, and we get x equals 2. So that must be the value of x. Now you can see if we put 2 into this machine, 2 times 3 is 6. So we get to 6 here. Add the 2 makes 8, and that's why we know the hidden value of x is 2. Hopefully this visual example gives you some better understanding.
Who am I? You sure you want to know? Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
So, in your superhero team, who would you rather have, Spider-Man or Storm? You've got to work out their attributes and compare at the end using maths who is in fact better to have. I don't mind if you use a function machine method. Some people or students find that easier at this stage, but it still allows you to build up the skill, and eventually I would recommend learning the balancing method because it is a superior method. So I'm going to start off with 2D and I'm going to change the number so it's a different question. So 2D plus 8 equals 20, so you can give these a go yourself later. So first step, we want to get rid of this 8 first to find D. So we minus 8 on both sides, which will cancel this out, and that leaves 2D equals 12. Now the opposite of times by 2, the inverse is divide by 2. So if we divide by 2, that cancels out the times 2, you see, and that leaves us with D equals 6. Now you can see 2 times 6 is 12, add 8 equals 20, so that works. I'm going to use the function machine now. Can you see we start with D? Now to get to 2D, we are timesing by 2, plusing 8 in the machine to get the final answer of 20. So to go back, we have to minus 8. To find input, we do the inverse because we're going back in time. So 20 minus 8 is 12. Now for the last bit, we've got to divide by 2 to get D equals 6. And you can see if we put 6 through this function machine, we do get 20. And hopefully you can give some of those a go. Just give it a go and we'll go through the answers now. So Spider-Man's durability in this instance is 9. His energy is 10. You can see 2 times 10 plus 3 makes 22. That's how we double check by substitution. This is an important skill. Now students, you've got to remember this working out gets you method marks. We teachers and examiners don't like students just writing the answer straight away, because if you make a mistake, that's 0 marks. This method and then make a mistake will still get you 1 mark. We've got 2F plus 3 equals 33. So Spider-Man's fighting ability is 15. His intelligence is 15. His agility is 14. And his strength is 12. Storm's durability is 7. Her energy is 18, because 2 times 18 equals 36. And you can see the inverse working, because if you divide 36 by 2, that is in fact 18. Her fighting skill is 15. Her intelligence 14. Her agility 14. And her strength 3, because 3 times 8 equals 24. Now let's compare. Spider-Man wins this round. Storm wins this round by a difference of 8. The first one was Spider-Man with plus 2. That is a tie. Intelligence goes to Spider-Man plus 1. The agility is a tie. And Spider-Man's strength is 12 versus Storm's strength is 9. So Spider-Man wins that round as well. And that's plus 9. So mathematically I've kind of proved that Spider-Man is a better hero to have than Storm, because Spider-Man has a total of plus 12 and Storm is plus 8. So Spider-Man wins by 4 points, but it's still very close. If they're fighting with just the energy ability, Storm wins. So in a game of Top Trump, if you're using strategy, you want to choose energy as Storm's criteria to battle, because she will beat a lot of heroes with energy. Arguably Thor would beat her because his energy is higher. Hopefully that makes sense to you.
See ya.
Alright, hey. Alright, good job, guys.
Good job if you got up to there, guys.
Let's just take a day.
Yep, if you're watching this video, then you are not going to come in tomorrow, but I hope you can do this maths work. If you're still not sure, you can YouTube solving 1-step or 2-step equations. There's a multitude of lessons online. We'll also use Maths Watch in the search bar. That can help a lot. pause the video and give these questions a go and think, who would you rather have, Rogue or Supergirl? And I would rather have Supergirl because I know Superman is powerful, so I know Supergirl's going to be powerful, so I'll probably have Supergirl on my team. But let's see if you can prove it through maths, and I want to give you the answers now. So if you've worked this out, Rogue's durability is 16, her energy is 15, her fighting ability is 15, her intelligence is 7, her agility is 15, and her strength is 15. Now if you know Rogue in the Marvel universe, she can absorb other people's powers, so she can be very powerful depending on whose power she absorbs, and Supergirl is related to Superman, so she's just going to be super powerful. So Supergirl, her durability is 17, so slightly better than Rogue. Her energy is 22, very strong energy. Her fighting prowess is 17. Now her intelligence is 10, her agility is 16, and her strength is 20. So wow, she is very strong. She beats the Hulk in some aspects. So it's quite clear to see from these numbers that in fact Supergirl is a better hero on your team because she is all round super. So I hope that makes sense to you, but remember, use Maths Watch to help if you're still not completely sure. Now there's some questions here for you to try. Pause the video and give it a go. I'm going to give you the answer now. And this is going to deal with negative numbers. So if you've got x equals -1, really well done. That is awesome. And I'll show you why that works. Because if you have 3x plus 4 equals 1, I'm going to show you through balancing. If you minus 4 from both sides to get rid of that 4, you get 3x equals -3. And if you divide by 3, x equals -1. If you got that answer by using the function machine, that is perfectly fine as well. Now, just a recap here of another example, just to give you an extra chance. So you've got 4x minus 10 equals 18. So you've got to plus the 10, because that's not involved with the x. So you add on 10 to get 4x equals 28. Divide both sides by 4, so x is on its own, and x equals 7. If you substituted that back into the equation, you will see that is correct, because 4 times 7 minus 10 does in fact equals 18, so you know x equals 7. So 5 questions to try now. Pause the video and give it a go. I'm going to give you the answers now. Now hopefully you can have fun through maths and solving equations, and this is solving superhero equations using top trumps. So if you have the snipping tool on Windows, you could snip these out and print them out, solve them and play top trumps. If you're not sure how to play top trumps, I'm sure you can Google a YouTube video that teaches you that. And here's another 6 to snip and print. And have fun playing with siblings or friends, top trumps, Marvel heroes and DC heroes solving equations. Well done.
You don't want us to succeed, but we will.
You're all gonna pay for what you've done.